Today we're joined by the all-around player Jennifer Clyde. Welcome to the studio.
This stop is Hongik University. Hongik University. The doors are on your left. You can transfer to the Airport Railroad to the Gyeonggi-Jungang Line.
Wow. So I'm sure all of our scoopers are curious because I didn't really give much information before having you here. But that is the voice of Jennifer Clyde. 맞습니다. 와, 정말
네.
대단한 분이 오늘 오셨는데요.
아닙니다. Thank you for having me.
Oh no, it's such a pleasure to have you here.
Oh,
my
thank you.
gosh. I'm actually a little nervous because you're such a renowned person when it comes to voice acting and you just have a lovely voice. So I'm very careful right now about what I'm saying and how I'm saying it. But wow, can you introduce yourself to our scoopers?
Sure. I always get stuck on this part because I don't know what to say. But hello to all of our listeners tuning into The Scoop. My name is Jennifer Clyde. And at the moment, I'm mainly, I guess, working as a freelance voice actor.
Wow. That's amazing. I'm sure you get this a lot. Wherever you go, they want to play the subway line, right?
And the producer of the show also, I don't know where he found that clip, but yeah, he played it for us. Thank you.
Oh. Well, your voice is just beautiful. Wow.
Thank you.
All right. So as you said, you are a voice actress, but you also do work as an instructor and broadcasting stuff as well.
Yeah.
But I was told that you majored in design.
Yes, I did. I majored in interior design. I went to school in New York.
Wow.
And then when I came back to Korea to finish my university years, just by chance, I got, I guess, invited to do a shoot for an educational program for kids where I sang and danced and I chanted.
Oh.
It was a lot of fun. And that's how everything kind of got started for me.
Oh, wow. That's interesting because I have a very similar bringing into the entertainment industry as well. I was doing one of those. I was picked from my school to do an educational program as well. But wow, that's kind of how we all just kind of naturally jump into it.
And so, I mean, that was a natural bye-bye to interior design. And yeah, here I am.
I see. How do you like it then? Is it different? It's obviously different than design, but...
Right. Well, I couldn't compare because I really never got the chance to start doing
true.
interior design. But I really enjoy what I do because it's, of course, I'm a freelancer. I mean, there are pros and cons. But I like that I'm able to, I guess, schedule things around, you know, whatever is important at the time. But it's just fun. The work that I do is extremely exciting. It's challenging at times, but mostly it's very exciting and interesting and fun.
Wow. Just a quick personal question, but do you take the public transportation?
Not very often.
This is why I'm asking because I'm sure if you took public transportation, it would be quite awkward.
Yes.
Hearing your own voice over and over again.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah, so that clip we listened to earlier, I mean, 오글거린다라고 그러잖아요.
그쵸.
매우 불편합니다. 매우 불편해요.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah, I don't really enjoy listening to my own voice. It just feels awkward every single time.
I don't think anyone can ever get over their own voice.
Yeah.
It's just forever uncomfortable.
Right? And it's like, oh, why did I do it that way? Why didn't I do it this way?
Right, exactly.
Always have regrets. Yeah.
Always. Wow. So, 일단 대략 말씀을 하려면은 이제 전공은 원래 인테리어 디자인을 하셨고 어쩌다 보니까 이제 이쪽 일을 하기 시작했는데 너무 재밌고 어려울 때도 있지만은 재밌고 즐겁다고 하시네요. Wow. So, speaking of your work in the business, you've done a lot of different types of programs. Is there one program that you would pick as your favorite?
Oh, that's a very hard question. But I would definitely say a talk show that I did on Arirang TV.
Oh.
I did it for about 3 years. It was called Heart to Heart.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was a great learning experience for me because I met and interviewed so many people, so many different people from all, different walks of life. So it was fun, challenging as well, because there was a lot of research and studying to do.
Of course.
But yeah, I really enjoyed every moment I spent with each and every guest on the show. Yeah, so that would be one of my favorites.
와우, 토크쇼가 좋죠.
네, 너무 좋았어요.
Also, you have to be very on your toes.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going to happen.
I know.
And, that's amazing. Wow. So, other than broadcasting, I know that you've also written books.
Oh, that was a very long time ago. Probably when I first started on EBS. Because when I first started, this was back in 1998, 99. I did 수능 영어 for several years.
Wow.
With great 선생님s, great teachers that were teaching English, I guess, listening comprehension and just English materials. So when I got into that, I helped people out in writing things. So they weren't mainly my writing, not 100%, but I did work with great teachers.
Oh,
back
wow. That's interesting. So I've looked at a few of the 수능 questions before, and I'm a naturally, I was born speaking English. It's my first language, but I don't understand anything.
I know.
How did you help with that? It just boggles my mind looking at those questions.
That's exactly what I thought at the moment as well. I was like, how are these students supposed to solve these questions, these
Right.
problems, and get them all right? Because I would find myself sitting there and trying to figure out the answers to those questions.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. 수능 책 이제 쓰는 걸 도와주셨는데 본인도 이제 너무 어렵다고 수능 영어가.
너무 어려웠어요.
영어 쓰는 사람들도 너무 어려워요. I feel bad for all the students that
I
have to take the
know.
test.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you another question, backstepping a little bit back on the subway.
Okay.
But I heard that you have a son. You have a son. And does your son take public transportation? Every once
Not
in-
unless I take him on
I see. So, have you ever kind of bragged about, that's my voice?
Oh, yeah. All the time.
Oh, really?
All the time. I'm not the type of person to brag about those things, don't really boast. But to my son, yeah, I brag all the time. I'm like, 마미가 이거 했다? 마미가 저거 했다? I did this, I did that. And then, say, for example, we would get on an elevator. And then I'd ask him, Gio, do you know whose voice that is? And then he would look at me with big eyes and say, Mommy's voice. I'm like, yeah, you got it right. So that's how, I would tell him I did the subway and then the city buses. And he just gets so excited whenever I tell him.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
so
sweet.
It's fun. Yeah.
That's so nice that he enjoys matching that it's your voice. I would be so proud.
Yeah, it feels so good.
That's amazing. I'm so curious about what we have to talk about in a little bit as well. So, as we were talking about Subway, the announcements that you've made, I'm also curious because there's so many different stations and some of the station names are very difficult to pronounce.
Yeah.
Did you have any troubles with those?
Actually, to be honest, no.
Oh, wow. Wow.
But I'm not a professional like Korean, 한국 성우, right? Voice actor. So, it's tricky sometimes. I try to read certain stations over again, a couple of times until it kind of sounds natural to me. Then it will sound natural to others as well. So some are difficult, but I've never really had difficulty, I guess, pronouncing certain words.
Wow. 발음에 대한 이제 어려움은 따로 없으셨는데 I'm curious because when we hear the announcements, are you told to say it in a kind of English/Korean type of pronunciation or what direction are you given?
In the very beginning, this is actually why I was chosen for this job, I think. I initially asked the producer, why did you call me for this? And at the moment, this was many, many years back, he said that he had contacted me because I'm bilingual. I speak Korean and English. And there weren't many people that were able to pronounce Korean words and English words fluently or perfectly. So I was able to switch from English to Korean words and not mix them.
I see, I
Yeah.
see.
So they want the Korean pronounced very Korean and the English very
See,
English-like.
that's the hardest thing to do, which is probably why you're at your 위치 or your stature of occupation. But wow, that's amazing. So this is also another question that if you're uncomfortable answering, that's totally fine. But I was curious about the copyrights of the voices. Is there a, you know how like with music, there's copyright fees?
Yeah.
Is there such thing when it comes to voice acting?
Well, not really for foreign voice actors in Korea. I wouldn't say for all Korean voice actors, but speaking for like foreign voice actors that are working in Korea at the moment, no. Simply, the answer is no. But things are getting better. So we're seeing improvements slowly being made because, years back it was just, you get a call for a gig. They tell you how much they'll pay for the job. You go in, do the recording, you're out. And then they could do whatever they want with whatever you've recorded. So they could use your voice for 10 years if they wanted. They could use it for this, that. And you really had no say.
Oh.
So now things are changing. So people are starting to, sign contracts and set like limits. And so there's a lot more transparency now. So I mean, it's a good sign.
That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's so difficult because I don't have a lot of experience in voice acting, but I have done one or two in the past, and I noticed that the amount that people think you would get is a lot larger than what you're actually getting.
Not even close.
Yeah. That's unfortunate, and there's no copyrights.
Yeah,
Well, at least we're moving towards a more positive way.
absolutely. Yes.
그래서 이제 외국인들 이제 보이스 액팅을 하면은 뭐 저작권은 지금 현재는 따로 없고 뭐 아쉽지만은 뭐 그런 기간도 아직 정해져 있는 게 없어서 그래도 지금 현재는 이제 계약도 조금씩 쓰고 있고 상황이 조금 좋아지고 있긴 하나
네,
봐요.
좋아지고 있어요. 네.
다행이에요. Hopefully it gets better and better.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to talk about something else other than the subway. But
Okay.
so you know how you said that you did radio and TV hosting as well. And like you said earlier, you've met so many people,
Yeah.
so many celebrities and so many just public figures. But is there anyone that you just remember to this day? Someone that just pops up in your mind?
Well, there are several, but there was this environmental photographer and film producer, film director that I met. This was back in, I think, 2019. His name is Chris Jordan. And we mainly talked about this one project. It was called Midway. And he showed photographs, and there was even a video of Midway. And it's basically about birds. They're large seabirds called albatross. And he filmed on this island, this remote island, I believe, out in the Pacific Ocean. And these birds were dying. Their stomachs were filled with plastic. Things that we humans, we're causing pollution. We're polluting the ocean. We're polluting the environment, Earth. And it was very sad. It was very emotional because you would see pictures of, albatross chicks, and their parents would fly over the Pacific Ocean, see whatever that sparkles in the water, whether it's red, green, because they can't tell. They think it's food, so they would fetch them and feed it to their chicks.
Oh.
And so eventually their stomachs fill up with plastic, such as lighters, combs.
Oh no,
There's
lighters?
even lighters. So they would pick everything up from the ocean and feed it to their babies.